Strate, and this is CTMS-N covering breaking news that has swept the nation. Famous World War II hero Audie Murphy has died in a horrible plane accident today. The plane went down because of a pilot malfunction. Many people across the nation are mourning his tragic passing, as he was the most decorated soldier in U.S. history to today. Tonight on Primetime, we will rebroadcast his last interview with CTMS-N just a few weeks ago with me, Allan Strate. Hello, I'm Allan Strate, and I'm here with Audie Murphy today.
Hello, Allan.
Hello, Audie. So, Audie, how was your childhood?
I was born in Hunt County, Texas, a place like no other. I grew up in humble beginnings and was the sixth of 12 children. I became very skilled with the rifle, mostly hunting wild animals on my farm.
So, Audie, what inspired you to join the military?
As a young boy, I always admired the soldiers that marched through the streets of town. When I looked around, I saw the adoration in everyone's eyes, and from that moment on, I wanted to be viewed with the same respect as I looked onto those soldiers.
Audie, what encouraged you to keep going as you were turned down countless times by separate military recruiters?
I'm an American citizen, and what makes an American is our perseverance, our effort to keep going until we achieve our goal.
Audie, what were you feeling when you finally got accepted to the Army and shipped out?
I felt great energy and electricity course through my veins. I was like a fiery phoenix rising from the ashes and soaring to the doorstep of my enemies. I was on one mission, and that mission was to serve my country in the best way possible.
So, Audie, when you were in the military, what were your ranks?
Oh, geez, well, there were a lot of them. I started out as a private, and then I proceeded to go to private first class, and I believe to corporal, sergeant, staff sergeant, second lieutenant, first lieutenant, and captain. Then I proceeded to be a major for most of my career after that.
So, Audie, what medals did you earn?
I earned a lot, Allan. I'll just go down from, I believe, the most important in our society. I won the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star multiple times, the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, the Purple Heart, the Department of the Army Outstanding Civilian Service Award, U.S. Army Good Conduct Medal, the Presidential Unit's Citation, the American Campaign Medal, the European African Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, the World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal, Armed Forces Reserve Medal, French Legion of Honor, and Medal of Liberated France, and I believe that was all.
Very prestigious.
Thank you.
What award or medal are you most proud of, Audie?
Well, Allan, most people would think that it would be my Medal of Honor, but really, I would have to say it would be one for the actions that I did to receive the Distinguished Service Cross. And when I say actions, what I mean is me and a group of soldiers, and most of them were good friends of mine. We were pinned down in a trench, surrounded by German forces, and all of our tanks had been either blown up or they were ablaze. And my best friend, he was shot through the neck with a sniper, or by a German sniper. And really, after that, to avenge him, I jumped on top of a burning tank that could have blown up at any moment. And I used the 50 millimeter on top of that to shoot as many Germans as I could. And I mean, after that, I just prayed that my friend's life was avenged, and that he's just happy, and that my actions helped him.
Audie, when you were wounded with a ricochet sniper bullet to the hip, what inspired you to come back and then lead your squad to victory?
Well, I mean, it took me a while to actually realize I'd been shot. I didn't feel it, and well, really, it took me to one time when I was crouching and I looked down at my hip and I saw the blood just dripping from the wound openly, that I just realized I'd been shot. And people will say that I was heroic or I was brave for doing that action, but really, I didn't. I thought I was perfectly healthy. I had no recollection of being shot or that I was bleeding. So really, it was just a normal action by me. There was no heroics involved in it. I didn't even feel it. So what most people say isn't true. I didn't chug off the pain. I didn't like tear the bullet out and then stitch myself up by bare hands. That's not true. I actually passed out from the blood shortly after. So I'm human too. I'm not invincible.
Audie, what gave you the strength to endure all the hardships of the war?
Well, Allan, so many men had died in the war, and whenever I think about like giving up or just quitting, I just can't do it because those men, their lives are lost. They're not coming back, and it would be a disgrace to their honor for me to just give up on the mission that they died for. And really, that just helped held me accountable. That has kept me on the track to victory.
Can you tell me about your movie career in Hollywood?
Well, Allan, being in Hollywood was nothing like being in the war, and I really don't want to touch on that very much. So can we just go to the next question?
Sure. Audie, was it difficult when you were writing your autobiography to bring back all those horrible memories of the war? Was it just hard to keep going?
Well, you're right. I did have terrible memories. And like most people, I wanted to suppress them and just never show them the light of day again. But also, I needed to show people the hardships that we endured in the war so that they could just come to just like get to know what we went through better so they could understand us. Because after you get from a war, or like you come back from war, there's no going back. You're changed forever. So if other people would read and know what we went through, they could just help interact with us, and it would just mean a whole lot more to all the other veterans if I think that I published my autobiography.
Yeah. Thank you for your time today, Audie. We all honor you as a veteran.
You're mighty welcome, boy.
And that is the last interview with Audie Murphy. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and have a pleasant tomorrow as we all try to deal with his tragic death.